Hello everyone, and welcome back to ScratchCraft. You may be wondering where I am right now, and I am in my axolotl breeding facility. It's nothing special looking, but in here we have, I don't know if I've shown this on video at all before, but I was breeding axolotls in here, trying to get the blue axolotl, and I had like 5x5 or 5x4 or something. I was realizing that's going to give me like 20 axolotls every time I breed them all. And the chance of getting the blue axolotl when you breed two is 1 out of like 1,200. So that would take me like a lot of breeding them. So I expanded it. Now it is 10 by 10. So there are 200 axolotls when full. And I got 200 buckets of tropical fish. I've used a bunch of them, but I would fill up all 200 of these. This was the plan. I'd fill up all 200 and then I'd breed 100 axolotls, 100 new ones. And that would take me approximately 12 times, and I would statistically get the blue axolotl at some point along the way. Well, I did not have to go even that far, because in the process of filling all this up, I was breeding them, and when I got just to the very end, I have 3 extra axolotls. I finally filled it all the way up, and I got the blue axolotl. I wonder if statistics shows how many times I've used tropical fish. Okay, bucket of tropical fish says times used is 37. Now that must be the placing down of tropical fish, because I would occasionally miss the axolotl. So that doesn't actually tell me how many times I used it to breed, but I've placed 274 axolotls, which means I bred probably somewhere around 400 to 500 axolotls. So statistically, there's like a 1 out of 6 chance that I would get the blue axolotl this fast. The question now is, can I breed the blue axolotl to get a new blue axolotl? I got another one! Yeah, that's awesome. If that didn't work, that'd be very sad, because then I'd have to kill my only blue axolotl. But this is the rarest item in Minecraft, I think. So I'll wait till I can at least breed one more before I acquire the blue axolotl head. And now I have these 100 axolotls, or 200 axolotls I mean, to get the other 4 axolotl heads, completing the axolotl quest of my head hunt. Stream highlights. So I have a new favorite plant. It's the small drip leaf. They're actually quite rare comparatively. They only spawn. They only generate in the lush caves. You can't grow them in any way. Aha! Look, it's like lily pads. Isn't that cute? Look, lily pads there. Oh, it's so cool. I like them. What's up, Ethman? Always going for the mid-air shot. Oh, he missed. Can I stand up, please? I've done a decent amount of stuff. I've been like filling in holes and whatnot, but like right here, this smooth basalt is just a placeholder block. Everywhere you see the smooth basalt here needs to change, and I'm thinking of doing the wood stuff. I like the blue soul lanterns. I think they work with the roofs, but honestly, like these houses, I don't like that they're all the same. I like this house. This house is one of my favorites because it's very different. Like you've got the front and the side, but then this roof is quite different from the rest of them up here, and we'll have a patio with like tables and chairs and whatnot. And I like it a lot. We've got the OG base, which still holds up. Oh, he died again. Oof. I like the tower. That's also different. Having this house kind of on this raised section is kind of cool. This house doesn't do anything, but it's fine where it is. I don't really have any problems with it. It's over here where I have like 12 houses up here that don't have anything special about them. Like this one has the roof, which is nice. And then I've got these little trading posts, which are good. I don't think I'm going to change any of them, really. Maybe if I come up with something good. I haven't figured out what I could replace anything with. But I'm definitely going to do the other side quite a bit different. I'll still have the same color scheme, but I want to have more of an open market down at the bottom is the idea, rather than a bunch of houses, which maybe that works. Maybe this is the residential side of the town, and then that right there is where there's going to be a bridge across the river, and it'll lead over to the marketplace. Maybe that works. Up here, though, there's one house I haven't done yet. I want to get to that today, but I have a design for it in my creative testing world. The problem is it looks exactly the same as all the other houses, pretty much. But I want to do something a lot different. Something that stands out. That when you look at the city from out in the bay, You could hardly even see my starter base because of the big one in front of it. And so you have the tower on the left, and right in between I want to have something that sticks up and out, something big. I'm thinking of doing sandstone. A sandstone based build, which is quite different. Obviously there's no sandstone colors at all, but considering that I have black stone and deep slate in here, I'm figuring maybe I make the base here more deep slate, get rid of all the blue, and then we could transition into a light tan. Yeah, it does look pretty cool from above. I feel like I've added a lot of little things, like I've just filled in where there was air with just moss grass combo. In a lot of places I added this little farm. I filled in some spots like this and one on the other side. And so it's all coming together. There's a bunch of little things that I've just been filling in. And it's really starting to come together with the greens. I think the greens really are what complete this build a lot, is having the green everywhere. No, not the movie. What? Oh my gosh. That was quite cool. I was like, what the heck? How is lightning striking in the middle of the day? Guys, these skeleton horses just all want to get in that pool. Alrighty. Should I put these guys up in the pond with the others of their kind? The boulders conflicted. Yeah, we made it, guys. One small little hill to climb. Awesome. This is just going to be the skeleton horse party. No, 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 no. Bad. Okay, maybe this isn't the best place for these guys. Whether that's quick in comparison with others or not, I don't know. Yeah, they're playing ping pong with the skeleton horse. How long have I been playing Minecraft? Since like 2012 was when I first started, but I played it off and on, you know, in phases as a kid. It wasn't until 2019 that I really got into playing the way I do now, which is as a pro. So, as far as future towers go, I'm probably going to have another tower like this on the other side, probably in the same place, because what this is going to do is there's going to be a bridge to the stone here, and I'm going to have another little house in the wall, like close to the mountains. Yeah, I'm going to put a tower. I haven't decided where it's going to be, but somewhere on here and on here, it'll be on the same place. They'll be kind of like lighthouses, so I'm kind of leaning toward more the front here. But just, I feel like having two towers there and there would look really cool. Not quite 9 lives. Let's go. Oh, Piglin, hello there. Achievement. Yay. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's only 4 in-between blocks that we can get. So yeah, we've got 4 transition blocks, but like specifically this section, these 4 block wide section of stone, I want to have some grass in, because I want to see the transition, for sure. There's not a lot of room here for us to see the transition, which is kind of unfortunate, but not unexpected. Jungle, that's the one I don't know that I have. I have 1 jungle log. Wow. So I noticed my dogs are... Yeah, where's the trap door? Okay, time to replace this smooth basalt. And we're going to try replacing it with a bunch of different kinds of wood and hope it looks good. Huh? Ah, you jerk. That got me excited. I kind of like that, honestly. Look at that. I feel like it stands out just enough, but not too much. How does it look? I like it, honestly. I think it looks good. Muy interesante. Okay, I'm glad that looks good, because that's like, out of this whole base, I think I've been struggling to figure out the most is what to put on the sides. And the fact that looks really good makes me really happy. I'm going to make like a video someday of just me going on a warden killing spree. Maybe I'll 1v4 the wardens. Or I do like the wither thing, where it's 1v1, then where we fought 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, we'll have to try something else here. Oh gosh. That one caught me off guard. There's a moment of, what? I need to block that, and then there's no way that's possible. Yeah, the sheer panic a gas shot brings is enough to override our... Wait, gas don't spawn in the overworld. It does for half a second, and then you realize. Let's get to work on this new building then. Let's see, I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zombie villager heads. You know, if you were to get me all 8 of those, I would pay you with a trident. You'll be back. Okay. Sounds good. Does that stand out compared to this? Quite a bit. Yeah, quite a bit. Baffling scaffolding. Okay, let's look at what it looks like, because we can see most of the tower now from out here. Do I want to go higher? So it's still, this front tower is going to likely be taller, depending on how tall I make the point, which I wasn't planning on it being very pointy. It's barely taller than this here. I wonder if I could blend blue into it. It is quite sad. I mean, just look at this blue little guy. He's so cute. But I need his head. Let's go for a little swim. Whee! It's just the two of us. So fast. Out into the open sea. Whee! Goodbye, my friend. He's way too fast. It's actually hard to hit him. Ah! Goodbye. The Blue Axolotl head. One of the rarest items in Minecraft is now mine. With that, I now have every axolotl head. Blue first, and cyan, gold, Lucy, and wild. Our axolotl head collection is complete. And I have also acquired the snow fox head and the cold frog head, which completes this entire chest of heads. The other head I've gotten is the tadpole head, which goes right after the strider heads. I went out to the swamp and I bred a whole bunch of frogs because they spawn naturally there. And once I got the tadpole head, I saved up a bunch and then went to a snowy biome. And while I waited for the cold frogs to grow up from those tadpoles, I hunted some snow foxes, which leaves us with just pandas, llamas, and zombie villagers. But yeah, that's the 3 last categories. And then our head hunt will be complete. In the meantime, I have been working on the tower from the stream that I was working on, and it stood out quite a bit before, and I've made it a lot more blue, and I think it definitely fits in more. It still stands out, which I think is okay, but it blends in a lot better with the blue builds in the base. And this roof design, I definitely stole it from one that I saw on YouTube, but I liked it a lot. This is quite a cool gradient. I really like how they use the skulk lichen stuff to blend between the skulk and the cyan block. And then down here we've got a little bit of a garden, and look at this. You can see there's little green particles floating around. Just like there's one right there. There's one. There's one. There's all these little green particles because over here, right in this block, I hit a spore blossom, which they send a lot of particles straight down, but they also send a bunch around in the air. And so we have quite the cool effect around our little garden with these spore particles. And so I think I'll probably do that in other places around the base where there's a lot of greenery. Like over here with this garden, I might hide a spore blossom in the wall here. And definitely over here where it's very green in the river, I'll probably hide a spore blossom or two inside the walls so that we get that green particle effect floating around the greenery of our base. So I think with that, most of the exteriors are done, at least at the base level. I still need to do some detailing around the outside of the walls and stuff, but I think the biggest thing missing is these fountains. There's one up over there and one here, and I was planning on putting some kind of fountain up here, but I've decided it's really hard to do a 4x4 fountain. Any fountain that has an even number of blocks is just dumb. So I think I'm just going to put another little farm plot, kind of like this one, over here. So I think we're going to hop into a time lapse real quick and build some fountains. So first of all, I just logged in and it was a thunderstorm. So I go into my house, I grab my shulker box, and I pull out my trident and my shield, and I get some boats. I'm like, let's go snag some charged creepers and get them trapped for later use. And as I fly over there, I land, I see a creeper, I throw a trident at it, it bounces off, no lightning strike, and the rain immediately stops. So I was a little perturbed. And then I come over here, I'm like, hey, a skeleton horse got out. Well, nope, it's just a new one. And so I've got 4 more skeleton horses to add to the skeleton party real quick. Let's see if we can do this without losing one this time. That's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. Let's go. So now that I have some new friends to follow me around, let's show you guys the fountains. So here's fountain number 1. It's quite tall. I realized with this much room, same with the other one. The other one I have a bit more room for, but it's still very small. I underestimated how big a fountain was going to be, and so I didn't provide a lot of room for it. Turns out it needs to be quite big to get anything cool, or you need to go up. And so that's what I've done here. I've gone up, and it's quite tall, like a story or two tall. It's a bit taller than most of the buildings in the area. I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure quite about the colors, but I didn't want to make it prismarine themed. So this is, I think, the best we're gonna get here. And then I definitely like the second one more. I feel like I had a bit more room for it, which I did. And I also, look at these! There's little cattails. It's so cute. I saw this in Grian's Hermitcraft video, and I paused the video, and I rewound it. I'm like, was that a cattail in the water? And it was. And it's such a cute little design. It's a brown candle with lime stained glass panes. And so I thought it was beautiful, and so now I'm going to be using those everywhere, along with my little new lily pad plant that I love. So yeah, I like this one a lot more. I think it looks better, fits better in the area. It doesn't crowd things. Like, I think that one, it feels a little too tall, but I don't know if I can shorten it very much without ruining the effect. So I'm pretty satisfied with both of them. I'm not going to change either of them unless I become really dissatisfied with them over time. And then there's my new little garden plot. It's a 4x4, so it's a little bigger. Got some more crops in that place that I was going to put a fountain, but realized I had no room for it. I don't know what it is with these guys. I've gotten so many of them the last week or so. I've gained like 12 of them. Welcome to your new home. 4 more skeleton horses added to the party. I think that puts us up to 10 just in here. And I've got at least 5 more, maybe 6 that I have stashed around in other places, like I've got 4 at my guardian farm. Also, don't worry, I put a stair over the campfire so they can't kill themselves. But it works out that we're up here because I think this is where we're going to end off the episode, is with making a few custom trees. Now, I am not an expert on custom trees. I haven't made many in my time as a builder, and most of the ones that I have made have been pretty terrible. So this will be a new adventure for all of us. So I think we're going to do another quick time lapse to build some custom trees up on the top of our mountain here. Hello there, this is Editing Storm here. As you've just seen, I had a very short time lapse of me building the trees in dirt form. I unfortunately had to leave, and so I did a second time lapse of me building up some of the trees. Unfortunately, for some reason, it did not save. It just sat there and never saved, and so I'm unable to retrieve the replay for that. So keep that in mind as you go and watch this next clip, which I recorded right after finishing the replay without actually seeing if the file had saved successfully. Worry not. The next episode will begin with much tree building. I hope you enjoyed that time-lapse. I did not finish all of the trees, but I finished 2 of them, and they look pretty good. This is my first attempt in doing any real-size custom tree of any kind, and I think they turned out great. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. And these took a lot longer than I expected, and a lot more leaves. I had like, I don't know, probably 15 stacks of both jungle and mangrove leaves, and now I'm down to like 2 stacks of mangrove leaves and 2.5 stacks of jungle leaves. So that took almost all of my leaves, so I need to go gather more before I can continue anyway. But I'm also out of time before I want to get this episode uploaded. So that's where we're going to be ending off today, is with these 2 nice, beautiful trees up here. Throw a few more trees in, and we will have quite the forest going on up here. And I specifically put quite the overhang for these trees, so we'll have a canopy over this little pond, which I think will be great. I also haven't put string under all of these glow berries yet. The ones in here I put string under these ones so they're the proper heights, but these ones have just been growing. And that's a bit longer than I want them to be. I'm also going to add vines on the sides and let those grow down a bit. And then I think I'm going to put some bamboo in the top, which I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, having bamboo on the top of your tree, but it looks really good from what I've seen. One of the biggest things that I did differently in this time than my last time making a custom tree, which was like 3 years ago, honestly, is there's a lot of air blocks in there. There's a lot of space between the leaves, which is a good tip that I received from YouTube about making custom trees, is to leave plenty of air blocks. And especially the fences also add a lot of airiness to it, which just makes it feel a lot more like a real tree rather than, a chunk of leaves like the normal Minecraft trees are. So thank you everybody for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!